An American revolution in talk TV is here. NRA News, Cam and Company on Sportsman Channel.
Let's talk with Shannon Alford, NRA-ILA's Illinois State Liaison, about this measure. Shannon, thank you for your time this afternoon.
Absolutely. Glad to do it.
So we've kind of gone over the background of this bill. Again, it seems to me, that this is, Shannon, that this is something that folks who want to stay on the right side of the law are going to comply with. But the criminals in Chicago causing so much mayhem and misery, I can't imagine them actually picking up that phone and making sure that the person they're illegally giving a gun to has a valid FOID card.
Exactly. And that's, that's where this is, it's feel-good legislation that inconveniences law-abiding gun owners and does nothing to the people who are engaging in the criminal acts. Because, if you're buying a gun off a gangbanger in the street, you're certainly not going to be checking for a valid FOID card. He's probably not going to have a valid FOID card. And if you're then planning on turning around and pretending that it was stolen when it gets traced to a crime and the police come looking to see what happened to it, you're certainly not going to then file a report with the police agency that, oh, quote unquote, it was stolen. The only people who are affected by these kinds of laws are law-abiding citizens who are being, at worst inconvenienced at best inconvenienced, and at worst, particularly when you're talking about lost and stolen, you have people who are in a very, very sensitive time. They've been the victim of a crime. They could potentially have had family members seriously injured, and you're expecting them to go complete a personal inventory of all of their assets or face criminal prosecution when they're the victim.
Yeah. Again, as long as these lawmakers in Illinois, Shannon, and around the country are pushing these proposals that will impact you and I, they don't touch the violent criminals, most of whom are illegally acquiring their guns. They're illegally transferring their guns. Many of them are convicted felons. They're not legally allowed to own one anyway. Again, this is barking up the wrong tree. How on earth can we expect the crime rates to go down in Chicago if we're going after the law-abiding gun owner in places, like Sparta, Illinois?
Exactly. And again, both of these, the argument is that it's going to somehow cut down on straw purchases and the illegal transfer of firearms onto the street. But at the end of the day, the people who are completing those illegal transfers and who are engaging in the straw purchases are already willing, able, and have already done. They've committed federal felonies. So so the argument is, well, we're going to have another prosecutorial tool in their toolbox. Well, how about we prosecute them for the federal felony?
Well, exactly.
I'm sorry, Vice President Biden, we don't have time for the paperwork on that.
NRA News, Cam and Company, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sportsman Channel.